have realized that I make tons of very beautiful ball gowns and elaborate dresses and costumes, but I don't actually have any dresses that I like to wear that I have made. So to fix that, my resolution this year is to make one dress every month that I'll actually wear. And the rules are, it has to be comfortable, has to be something I will actually wear. What? No. And I want to try and use stuff that I already own. Not that it's going to be a hard rule, but it'd be really nice to use up some of my stash. It is slightly later than I had planned on it being, because we stayed up till midnight last night for the new year, and someone had one very naughty thing left in him, and he stole my blueberry bush, ripped it out of the pot. The roots were still attached, so I put it back in, and then later he came back and ripped the whole thing apart, so it's very dead now. Emmy was a perfect angel though. I really want to say let's get started, but I don't have a good idea for January. Next month is going to be easy because it's my grandmother's birthday. I will come back as soon as I figure out what I'm going to do. I have a plan now. I'm going to do this bodice. I'm going to skip the pleats since I want to use stretch velvet, so I'll just draft my own skirt. My last day of 2024 started off poorly by falling down the driveway. It was fairly graceful, but I still felt like I was hitting the ribs. I carefully lined up where I wanted the embossed roses to be, trying to make it symmetrical. I started by sewing the bodice front and bodice side pieces together. I'm also using my walking foot, so the walking foot pulls on the fabric from the top as well as the feed dogs on the bottom. Another trick to keep stretch fabric from being pulled into the machine is to start with a scrap and continue stitching on the actual seam. And ta-da! Half a bodice. Time to add the other half by stitching here, here, and the shoulder seams. I also added the lower bodice band. I got this fabric from Facebook Marketplace where I saw a listing that said free figure skating fabric for a seamstress in my town with a pickup truck. And I am all of those things except for Patrick has a pickup, so I literally filled his truck, bed, back, and lap with fabric, and he still married me 2 weeks later. Time for a fit check. I like it. So tomorrow I will put on the sleeves and make the skirt. With pockets, of course. Yeah, it's walk time, I know. After multiple walks where I didn't fall, I sewed the sleeve underarm seam. I pinned the sleeve head into the arm side and stitched. I skipped easing it in as this is stretch fabric and not the woven that the pattern called for. I also went down a size when I cut the pattern out. Next up is the skirt. I drafted the skirt pattern, but I cut it out slightly wider at the bottom. And now it is time to add the most important part of the dress, the pockets. I will be putting pockets into as many of my 2025 dresses as I can, because I can. After attaching the pockets to the panels, it's time to attach the panels together. I meant to clean this disaster up before I started this project, but I guess I forgot. Hello, pizza dog. Hey, it's snowing! Come here, Sky! To attach the top and skirt, I made sure to line up the side seams and sewed across that. And boom! Dress with an open back. So I have the perfect colored zipper for this, but it's only 7 inches long. So I think I'm gonna go with this dark purple one. It's a little more blue than this, but it's long enough. This is not. Now I wanna be really careful to not overstretch this while I'm pinning and sewing, because at stretch, it'll make the zipper kind of wavy if I stretch it, so. I pinned my zipper in, and I always hand-baste invisible zippers in, but it's especially important here to reduce that waviness. Once that's done, I can really sew the zipper down with my invisible zipper foot. I find pins do not work well with this foot. You may have noticed that I haven't hemmed anything, and that's because I wanted to do it all at once with my twin needle. Oh my gosh. I forgot this wasn't a stretch needle. Oops. Definitely meant to switch that ahead of time. Stretch needles have a more rounded point than universal needles to damage the stretch fabric less while sewing. I marked and leveled the hem before hemming it, which went perfectly smoothly. Nothing went wrong at all. Or something. Oh no. Luckily, I have another one, but I'd better buy another backup. This is not a stretch needle, but apparently I sewed the whole project without a stretch needle and it was fine, so hopefully this will go well. It did, and it also lasted through hemming the sleeves and the neckline. This clip has nowhere to go, but I just wanted to show you that Sky caught his tail! And he didn't know what to do with it. I'm gonna film my outro in here because it's like 4 degrees out right now. So I love this dress. It is rather loose, which is perfectly fine because one of my goals was to have it be comfortable, and I can assure you that my corsets are not comfortable. And I didn't really mention this, but this is like my favorite color. If you look back to my wedding dress petticoat, it's a lighter version of this. So I'm gonna cozy up with some hot tea and find my heated blanket and thaw out a bit and dream about what I'm gonna make for February. So see you next time. Doesn't this dress color just perfectly complement my dog? Oh my God, it's cold.